Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here today. Hope we got everything together and all. But got a special guest here in the studio. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 7 and 7. It's going to be hot again. 89. They call them 89. I'm going to go and say it's going to be 90, 91. It's just, it's just been in the 90s all summer, it seems like. The water temperature is 86 degrees. Really warm water temperature. It's about as hot as it's going to get. And it's really hot out there. They're catching a lot of fish off the pier. When the water temperature gets this hot, those fish come in and they're just all over the beaches and all over the pier. And they're catching a lot of fish over the pier. River readings, taking a look at Apalachicola at Bluntstown. It is 2.2 this morning, looking really good. Not much movement on it. And then next comes the Choctawhatchee at Caryville. It's right at 5'1" this morning, and it's looking at both rivers. I'm talking about catching fish off the pier. They're catching fish at the rivers. The Choctawhatchee River is falling out. If you like to fish on a falling water, Choctawhatchee would be ideal today and tomorrow. So it's looking really good. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home right on the 23rd Street, and their motto is when carrying counts. And we're looking at, again, at a high tide at 5 a.m. this morning and a low tide at 7:37. Not a lot of tidal movement right here, but a lot of fishing going on this week, even though it's been really warm. And I've got some really good reports. And on tomorrow's show, we're going to go over all the fishing reports throughout the Panhandle, from reports from various sources. Marine forecast, it's going to be west-southwest about 10 to 15, and we're looking at about a 50% chance of rain. And again, these thunderstorms that come up in the summertime, they get really strong and a lot of wind, a lot of lightning and all, and it can come up real fast and come up really strong. So I'll talk about it all summer long, so just stay aware of it and always be on guard against these afternoon thunderstorms. All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and all the way from Sea Quarters Marina in Caryville, Millard.
Good morning, Winston. Good morning.
Good morning. Always glad to have Millard come on. Comes on once a year, and we're just glad to have you. We all got to spend yesterday afternoon. Went out and had a good bite to eat. Some
Sure
good
did.
grouper and crab legs and all that. Did you get enough to eat?
I got plenty.
We always enjoy the time he comes up here and spends with us. And what he's doing is coming here promoting the Sea Quarters Marina King Mackerel tournament. Is something that's very, very special to us here on Panhandle Outdoors, and we feel so strong about it. So let's talk about. We're going to talk about it first. Got a lot of other stuff to talk about too, but let's go ahead and talk about your tournament, Millard.
Okay, it's coming up 2 weeks, and it's going to be good. There's a lot of kings out there this year.
Mm-hmm.
More kings than I've seen in 20, probably 30 years. They're just every place. Mm-hmm. And I want to thank you and your TV station here for your support.
Well, we just feel so strong about it. The history of the tournament, how it became about, it's a familiar story to all of our viewers, and the support you get is phenomenal.
Probably everyone knows someone who's had leukemia that passed away, and we've raised $750,000 in 11 years. This is our 12th year of tournament, and I think it's going to be the biggest one yet.
That is, that's just heartwarming, And it's not just a tournament, just go out there and catching the biggest fish and all. It's just the camaraderie.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people once a year and all, and it's a great competition, friendly competition, and anybody can win it. We've had people that,
even you won it.
Even we won it 3 years ago. And listen, we're going to do something again this year. It's a long story, folks. My buddies from Valdosta come down. And we stay, most of the time we'll stay at our house at Cape San Blas. We'll go to the captain's party, and then we'll drive over to Cape and spend the night and come back. And it's cheaper on us. Well, come to find out my wife has it rented out. So we didn't have, I told Millard yesterday, we ain't got nowhere to stay. But we found a place, and the same place, when we won it 3 years ago, we stayed at the same place.
Maybe that's Almond. Maybe that means something.
And so y'all better watch out for us this year.
Well, there is a lot of kings, and it's for a good cause, 2-day fishing.
Yes.
And people think you got to go 30, 40 miles offshore. Every year, they right on the beach. That's where the bait is, the Spanish, the men havens, alewives we call them.
Y'all seen a lot of bait this year.
A lot of bait, yeah.
Yeah. And the captain meeting's on Friday night. I want to encourage. We need folks in the Florida Panhandle. I know it's the Mariana folks, the Shipley folks, the Panama City, St. Joe folks, Mexico Beach. We got some good fishermen. We all need to go down there and fish it. And we'll tell you where to go.
Yeah, there's no secret.
We'll show you the exact spot where we caught ours. I mean, it's no secret. If you know how to catch a king mackerel, and a couple ways to do it, you can win this thing.
We give them first come, first serve on the boat slips. We give them boat slips, no charge for 2 days.
Yeah.
And they'll have a good time. It's for a good cause.
Yeah. One thing about it too is a great cookout and the captain prizes and door prizes and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, everybody gets a T-shirt, cap. The captain gets a nice boat bag. It's probably got $75 worth of merchandise in it.
Yeah, let's look on your poster here. I think first place we got what, $5,000?
Yeah, that's good money.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
This year we got Spanish mackerel in it.
Spanish mackerel category. Now I know some of y'all catch the Spanish mackerel, and so there's a good prize for that. And
we just have acres of them over there.
Do you?
Really?
The problem is you're going to just catch so many, you got to have to cull them out.
Got to weed through them, yeah.
Yeah, really do.
Really do. You know, Mary Lawhorn, our tournament director, need to call her. She can line you up with everything.
Also you have a leader on that first day, but that's not necessarily going to be the winner the next day.
Oh no, you know that.
And we know that, and that weekend we won, that Saturday, we actually did not catch a king mackerel.
Yeah.
We just had a terrible day. We just had some bad luck and things didn't work out, and then next day we had to pick them about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so you just never know. It's just exciting to fish a tournament like this. And the most exciting part, though, when you know you got money that you're helping raise is going to such a great cause.
Yep. For research, this money goes to research, and what they do, they spread the money out to laboratories for research. They've come a long way in the last few years on leukemia.
Yes.
Yeah, they have.
And we're all families are touched by some form of cancer or something, and they have made progress. And it's just a little things. You do a little thing at a time, and to connect this, connect that, and a little bit of money to help on it. And
that's how we got started. Mr. Crowder from on sea quarters. His daughter died with leukemia at 44 years old. 2 kids. Yeah. And that's how it's just an awful disease to have.
And he turned what a family tragedy into something so positive, and it's just overwhelming sometimes. You go down there and see so many people just working so hard. All those folks work with you and all. And
I got a great crew at sea quarters. They do a good job. Yeah. All the phone calls. They try. Everybody comes. We try to keep them happy, and say they had a go away and had the best tournament they've ever been to. And
you don't necessarily have to fish it to help out. If you just want to make a donation or something, just call Sea Quarters Marina. The number is I got it over here now. 697-8400. If you just want to send a check, I'll take a check down or whatever for you. And
it is tax deductible.
Tax deductible and everything. So we're gonna talk more about it. Let's go and take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Millard. All right, welcome back here with Millard College from Sea Quarters Marina, trying to get our technology thing set up and all here. While we're setting it up, Millard, we're talking about, and Scott Lindsay and I talked about this the other day, because we got the same situation up here. All the king mackerel, a bunch of king mackerel this year.
More than I've seen in probably 25 or 30 years. What they did on the commercial, boats who catch king mackerel, they put a trip quota on them. They won't let them catch but X amount of pounds a day, and that's it. And then that's really helped.
So these are a lot of in South Florida then?
That's where they catch most of the mackerel. And they put a daily trip ticket on them. So that's how we got so many fish.
That's what happened then.
Yep.
Because they're all over the place, and they're catching, like I say, off the pier and all kinds of different places. I've just been amazed at the ones. Now, the poundage this year. Last year, what was it? 42? Well, I can't remember the size of one last year.
Last year they wasn't as big. The year before, the top 5 was over 40 pounds.
That's right, the top 5. Yeah. And it goes in cycles and all.
Right, and we had a tournament Saturday, Tallahassee Builders out of Tallahassee, and they weighed 2 over 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to show a couple of pictures. I got a couple of quick announcements, so I want to show a couple of pictures, get them set up. But on the beagle I talked about yesterday, of the lost beagle, well, they found the beagle. All right, a little 12-year-old girl saw a poster and called up, and they the beagle's been returned home. That's good news. And also on the boat that Ken Kirkland had, that bass tracker, he's lowered the price to $16.95. It's probably already sold for $23. Is the asking price, but go ahead and call Ken Kirkland on that boat. Now we're going to look at a couple of pictures I had talked about. Let's see, real quick. This makes sure. We're talking about one of our sponsors. Jet Boat Pilot. This is Justin Leake had this put on a Sea Deck Marine over here on 23rd Street, Jet Boat Pilot. And you can see right here, this is a cover he had put on. Justin did that and really looks good. So that's one of our really good sponsors there, right here on 23rd Street. If you have a trouble with the air conditioner, Millard, I want to see y'all doing this down there now. Just your generator in the back of the car, put the air conditioner in the side right there, okay? All right, then you're talking about king mackerel. We're talking about some really, really big one. Clarence Raphael, 52 pounder, 52 pounder, okay? Now, okay, today if Dorothy met men with no brains, no hearts, and no courage, she wouldn't be in Oz, she'd be in Congress. I thought that was good. Listen, I like this one right here. Jerry Forehand, he had his own boat at Bryant's Landing the other afternoon. It was hot. He went fly fishing, and look how productive that was. He owned a boat down at Bryant's Landing, and old Jerry Forehand got a nice mess of fish. Carolyn, thank you for sending that. Good job, Jerry. And talking about beginner luck, this is Chris Holloman, just moved in here. His first trip is trolling outside the pass, and trolling got a gag grouper the first time out.
Really?
Good job, good job. But I was on Panama City fishing there, and then I said, okay, so that. Now we're going to show one more picture now, but we're going to, before we get to this picture, last weekend y'all had your big youth
fishing tournament.
Youth fishing tournament, and you get 200 rod and reels from Zebco, right?
No, we get them from Fish Florida.
Fish Florida. We talk about the tags and all that we buy, put on the back of our car.
All that money that people buy tags goes towards youth fishing in the state of Florida. It stays in the state of Florida, and they help us out with rod and reels every year. We buy the T-shirts, cap, the food, and everything. But we had the big one didn't get away this year.
Okay, we didn't get it before we showed it. Now, last year I went down in video. This year I didn't have opportunity, but you had, I think the state sent you 200 rods and reels, and how many people entered?
197.
197, so you had, that was close. But 197 kids from that area went down there.
That was a record.
And this is a great picture. Check this out. Tell us a story on this, Millard.
This kid, he was in his buddy. They fished there every day, and they were fishing down by the fish cleaning building, and they caught this black drum, 31 pounds. One kid that didn't have a net, didn't have a gaff, he just jumped in and bear hugged the fish, brought him up. He was still flouncing. They weighed him. He weighed 31 pounds on a little old Zebco 202.
So one of the rods that they gave y'all?
Yeah, one of the rods we gave away. I think it's 8 or 10 pound test line on it.
31 pound black drum on a Zebco 202 with an 8, 10 pound test line. What a great story. But look at the joy on those little boys' faces. I told Miller that's like a poster you could make. Zebco should.
Yeah, they might get in touch with his kids.
Yeah. And by the way, they do have Sea Quarters has a Facebook page, and that's where I got
the pictures on it.
Yeah, great job.
Go on our website. It's a lot of stuff on there.
Well, and the thing about it, we talk about it all the time, such a unique area to fish and all, but it shows what a community support you have when you get 197 kids in a small area like that compared to Panama City or other places with so many kids here and all.
Well, look at that kingfish tournament, what we raised in 12 years, 11 years, $750,000.
So my hat's off to you and everyone there that works and all.
And we have, we've got great sponsors. They believe in what we do, and they believe in that we're going to cure your leukemia, which I do too. And they just support us.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful situation. But we're talking about the fishing, the kids fishing tournament last week. That was, of course, the big one, 31 pounder. But the thing about it, when y'all get together, those kids go all over the place and fish, don't they?
Yeah, they can't go beyond St. George, the Dog Island. It's bait fishing and river fishing. They caught a lot of fish. Nice speckled trout.
Yeah.
Spanish mackerel. They caught flounder.
And like I say, and I have one of these tags, the Millers has one of these tags, it's Fish Florida. And that's a classic case where that money goes right back to those kids now.
That's our future fishermen.
Yeah, and that's so true, and that's really, really good stuff there. Let's go ahead and get a break right now. We'll come back and Miller get us a fishing report from that eastern end of our viewing area. So our final break will be right now. Now, welcome back. So here with Millard Collins from Sea Quarters Marina down in Carabel. They've been one of our sponsors, I guess, since we first started the show. We went down there and talked to y'all, and y'all jumped on board, and good folks, and love the outdoors and love helping people. And that's why Miller's here this morning. He drove all the way up. He's going around to the tackle stores and trying to drum up some support for the tournament.
Yeah, putting out flyers and picking up merchandise. We have a raffle off on Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great raffle, too. Let's look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Counts Realty, and we're looking at 6:05 to 8:05 this morning, and this evening from 6:27 to 8:27. Good times right there, early morning, late afternoon. It's going to be nice and cool. Brought to us, like I said, by Mark Coward. He and Michael had a good weekend last weekend fishing that redfish tournament. Let's go to first things first, while I've got it. We want to present you this check. This is from Team Panhandle Outdoors. This is our entrance fee.
Hey.
$250, and that's going to be the winning team again this year.
You never did give me my other check.
Which check was that now?
I'll tell you where to go where you caught that big king. You won $10,000.
Speaking, yeah, that was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Speaking of telling people where to go, we're going to do a little fishing report now because down that's a unique area. If you haven't fished it, you owe it to yourself to go down there and spend a weekend and just fish it. But we're going to show you exactly where to go. We're going to zoom in right now. We're going to find Carabel. Okay, this is of course Carabel right here in the middle of the screen. Now, but what we're going to do, we're going to work our way east and then come back west. All right, so we're going to move on along. This is Highway 98. Okay, but let's get on down all the way down here. And this is sort of different territory for you folks and all, but right here in the middle of the screen is, okay, Miller, tell us about this area down right here, sort of in the middle of the screen. What?
Okay, FSU Lab is in here. Mm-hmm. This is where they tarpon fish all the guides.
All right, the guides. So where you see St. Teresa right there, we're talking about up underneath, right there, south of St. Teresa on the tip of Alligator Point. Is that's where the tarpon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even Jack Nicholas, Bobby Labonte, they've been down there fishing. All this in here, out from FSU Lab, is where all the tarpon are.
Okay, that's the FSU Lab, again, right there in the center. Right there, exactly, that's ground zero for the tarpon.
Right, they fish right off this reef right there, as you can see.
You see that reef right there in the center of the screen? Well, when Jack Nicholas hires a guide, you know they're going to catch a fish, okay?
A lot of them. The water's clear, they sight fishing.
Yeah. All right, now let's work our way on toward. Okay, I lost it right there. Now we talk a lot about Lanark Village.
Yeah, all this is what they call Dog Island Reef. Mm-hmm. That's where the big Spanish are.
See those? Yeah, you can see the reef on the screen there. You think the Spanish are going to be caught right off Dog Island?
There'll be a big Spanish caught there to win the tournament.
So that's exactly where to go. So you could, again, now we got a
3 miles.
Yeah, I mean you go right out there in small boats and all, but you see the reefs and all. And okay, Dog Island.
And where it drops off the reef out here.
You can see the different color.
That would be good there with the color change.
You see the color change right there. And
a lot of bait in there.
Right there where you see the word Dog Island, we have fished. We've caught some kings right out from there in deeper water, straight south of there.
The best king fisherman I know, old man used to fish this reef right here, right where the drop off is. That's where all the bait.
And it makes sense too. So you have no excuse when you say you don't know where to go, because you can put in and just go right there. You protect it. If you get in trouble or something, I mean, you're right there close to the shore. A storm comes, you get behind Dog Island. It's excellent fishing in there. Okay, we talked a lot about fishing Lanark Village area. Didn't you say there's some really nice speckled trout?
This is what they call. This is where the bird island. They raise so many birds right here. You can't go on the island. But it's good grass flats all in there, 8-10 feet deep. You find some 12, 14-foot holes in there. When the water gets real hot like it is now, that's where they go.
Okay, so that's really good trout fish. What about, do you tarpon move in that area too?
Yep.
Okay, so
tarpon's all over. They're in the river.
They're all over the place.
You just can't sight fish them.
Yeah.
The river's full of trout.
Tarpon. Okay. So when we're coming down, and this is the river we're talking about. Okay, this is Carabel River, and in fact we can zoom on into the Sea Quarters Marina sort of right there. But this is some folks fix. Actually, we actually go down the river, and that's some good places out in here too.
Excellent places. A lot of oyster bars. You know, trout like to fish around the oyster bars. Redfish, drums.
Yeah, and then keep going west, and all. Of course, you get on in here to getting west, and then you know, some of the guys, you know, when they ran over there. They'll run over toward Appalachian Cut Bay, and some of them will run behind that. They go all over the place.
It's not far to run down.
I mean, yeah, you're looking right there. Jeff, that's pretty well.
A lot of creeks come out of there.
Yeah.
A lot of oyster bars.
Yeah. Okay, so that's some places to go, and we'll show you later on too, next week or so, some other places. If you have any questions, you email me or call down there and enter this tournament. It's $250, but it's a 2-day tournament, and it's just a lot of fun.
It is.
Let me ask you this: the Panhandle fishermen, you know, are well represented, but you get a huge crowd from Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Those boys, they love to fish, don't they?
Well, we get some. It's really getting where we're getting people know what we're doing. They believe in what we're doing. Some of them say, "Well, I'm coming. I don't know how to kingfish. I just want to support the tournament for what we're doing for it."
Yeah.
We got some from Daytona, Jacksonville, Brunswick, Georgia.
And these boys are serious about it too. And I just love talking to them. I've gotten to know them over the years, and all you feel as old friends and all. And you shake hands and half hug and everything. And
it's all about having fun and what we're doing for Leukemia Foundation.
And you get some Tallahassee group coming down, some boys from Tallahassee, and I saw some Mariano guys come down. So I want a good representation from right here in Panhandle.
Yep.
So you gonna make your runs today, run around all the tackle stores.
Yep.
And okay, so if you have any questions on how to help, we're going to run out of time here. I think we've covered everything. 697-8400 is a phone number down there, and we'll talk it up. It's going to be actually next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. It's going to be here before you know it. But thank you so much, Miller.
Thank you, Weston.
And good luck, and we enjoy that
Thanks
meal.
for having me on the show and this TV station.
We love having you on here. Such a great calls and everything.
Thank you.
So I'll do your share and try to say if you can't fish and all, just send us a check, and then that money goes straight. It goes straight to leukemia research.
They guarantee us 83 cents out of $1 goes towards the research.
You can't beat that.
There's no CEOs they pay or nothing like that.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a great day. Do something good for your fellow man, and do something outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.